In Judge Raquel West's courtroom today, a parade of defendants faced the music, from financial crimes to felony firearm charges. But one common thread tied them all together. The judge's simple, non-negotiable rule. Let us get into Italiano. First up, Dylan Wilkinson, charged with deadly conduct for discharging a firearm. He'd made bond, but hadn't hired a lawyer yet. Judge West gave him a 30-day reset and a clear directive. Talk to at least 3 lawyers. Bring me back the names. ... If you don't, you run the risk of me raising your bond for not following that court order, and you would have to go back to jail. It's a simple order, but one with serious consequences. Next, 2 defendants, Brianna Kalayan and Mark Garcia, failed to show up at all. For both, Judge West issued a bond forfeiture and reset their bonds at a staggering $100,000. Mark Garcia had called to say he'd be late, but the judge was unmoved. The message: court isn't optional. Your presence is required, not requested. Then came 18-year-old Drayton Rose, charged with assaulting a security officer. He was out on bond, had his GED, but no job. The judge wasn't just focused on his legal defense. She was focused on his life. She ordered him to apply for at least 5 jobs a week, bring proof of his efforts, and start talking to attorneys. If you don't do those things, you run the risk of me raising your bond and you would have to go back to jail, she warned. It's tough love, but it's a push toward responsibility. Lance Charbino was next. He'd been in court a few times already and still hadn't hired the lawyer he wanted, who was asking for $4,000. The judge granted him one more reset, but made it clear her patience was wearing thin. I'm going to reset you one more time, she said. You need to get him or someone else hired before that next court date. But the real tension came with Presley Viltus. When asked if he'd hired a lawyer, he said no. When asked who he'd talked to, he couldn't name anyone. Judge West was not pleased. I tell you the same thing I tell everybody, she began, her voice firm. Bring me back the names of the people you talked to so that I know you've tried. What part of bring me back the names did you not understand? Viltes claimed he just forgot. The judge shot back. You're in felony court. You don't just forget. I can put you in jail right now. After Viltes stumbled over how many lawyers he'd actually spoken to, she cut him off. Be careful what you're saying, she cautioned. He got a 2-week reset, with strict orders to talk to 3 lawyers and bring back names, proof of work, and pay stubs. The more information you bring me, she said, the better things are going to go. Caitlin Talmore, facing a felony evading arrest charge, was next. She'd been appointed a lawyer in jail, but now that she'd made bond, the judge expected her to try and hire her own. She got the same 30-day reset and the same clear instructions. Talk to 3 lawyers. Bring back the names, or risk going back to jail with a higher bond. Then Jananisha Leonard stepped forward, facing 2 probation violations and a new case. Her family had bonded her out, and the judge reminded her just how serious her situation was. The fact that I set those bonds at what I did, even when the state asked me not to. You've got some serious stuff going on. She was unemployed, so Judge West ordered her to apply for 5 jobs a week, bring proof, and talk to 3 lawyers. If you don't do that, the judge warned, your bonds will be raised. You'll be right back in jail. Before she left, the judge asked how she made bond. My family, Leonard replied. The judge's advice was blunt. Well, you might need to get with them on this, too. Not everyone got the same tough speech. Anthony Salvador Vetri, on probation, was struggling to find work due to his record and health issues. He was actively participating in a veterans program and seeing an employment counselor. Recognizing his efforts, Judge West took a different approach. She had him fill out paperwork to see if he qualified for a court-appointed lawyer, showing that when a defendant is genuinely trying, she's willing to meet them halfway. Finally, Darrell Spencer said he had the money to hire a lawyer and was planning to pay him that day. Judge West gave him a 2-week reset to finalize the retainer. Simple, direct, and moving things forward. After a series of resets and stern warnings, the tone shifted to resolving cases. Catherine Joran's case, involving misapplication of fiduciary property, was reset to allow for more negotiation a sign that the court values resolution over confrontation. Sidney Lewis had already pleaded guilty to felony theft, but the amount of restitution was in dispute. The defense argued that not all the transactions were fraudulent. Instead of making a snap decision, Judge West gave both sides for more weeks to sort out the numbers. It was a clear demonstration that for this judge, getting it right is more important than getting it done quickly. But the day's most significant moment came with Raquel West, charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. He entered a guilty plea. Judge West meticulously went through his rights, ensuring he understood he was giving up his right to a trial and an appeal. Then came the sentence. 8 years in prison. She made it crystal clear he could never legally own a firearm again. This wasn't just a ruling, it was a life-altering consequence delivered with undeniable authority. The mood lightened with Fernando Flores, who faced a charge of boating while intoxicated with a child passenger. He was on a path to probation, and during the discussion, someone in the courtroom nearly tripped. Judge West broke the tension with a wry smile, quipping, "Walking is dangerous." It was a brief, human moment that reminded everyone that even in a formal setting, there's room for a little levity. The session closed with Charles Young's burglary case. Unlike the others, his case is headed for trial. Judge West's instructions were businesslike and efficient. Document the decision and prepare for trial. No drama, just the mechanics of justice in motion. Looking back, today's session was a masterclass in judicial balance. We saw Judge West's unwavering insistence on following court orders, but also her willingness to be patient when defendants show effort. From the 8-year prison sentence for Raquel West to the stern warnings and second chances, she proved that justice isn't just about the letter of the law, it's about accountability, responsibility, and the unwavering authority of the court. What did you think of today's proceedings? Which case resonated most with you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you appreciate these courtroom breakdowns, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.